One of the great animes back in the 90s was Ranma 1/2, and to this day I can binge watch this anime despite its dated look and feel. When Figuarts decided to make a Ranma 1/2 line, I just had to get them and make them part of my collection. And when the female and male Ranma were released, and I saw the vast amount of accessories that the female Ranma came with, I wondered if they were interchangeable. Therefore, naturally, I just had to make this toy review with both boy and girl Ranma. So the question is, did I once again spend my money on solid figures or something really bad? Let's find out in this toy review of SH Figuarts boy type and girl type Ranma. I mean, Ranmas, plural.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us once again on the D-Star01 channel. I'm your host Dexter Arafiles, and today we're going to look at two figures, and they're from one of my favorite animes, Ranma 1/2. Boy type and girl type Ranma. When Figuarts announced that they were releasing these figures, I was super excited, as in the past we never got any good Ranma figures. And now that I have the time and money to go purchase them, I decided to go pick them up, and I picked them up at
MHToyshop.com. The best selection, the best prices, only at MHToyshop.com. Link in the description below. When looking at these figures, it makes perfect sense that one cannot be bought without the other, as they essentially are the same character. So naturally, they share similar paint and detail, but not sculpt. As you can see here, both figures feature navy blue pants, signature red shirt, and similar hairstyles with a color of red and black for the girl and boy respectively. One should not expect too much when it comes to shading detail, as the anime didn't have much detail to begin with, so therefore Figuarts did a good job in making Ranma in figure form, and it's very anime accurate as you can see here. One thing I did notice is girl Ranma's hair is not a flat color like boy Ranma, as she has some shading in her hair to contrast the red so it doesn't look too bright. A really nice touch and worth noticing. Looking at their faces, I love how they look similar yet have very clear distinctions on which one is male and female, because they could have just used the same head with different bodies, and not in this case, and it is a good call on Figuarts' part. Overall, their paint application and details are anime accurate, and you will not be disappointed.
So here we are with boy type and girl type Ranma, and we're going to talk about articulation scale. So let's get the height out of the way, and we're looking at female Ranma here. And she is roughly under 5 inches, and male type Ranma, or boy type Ranma, is almost 5.5 inches. And so to compare in scale, I have here SH Figuarts New Vegeta, and as you can see, these three all scale really well, so you can put them all together and they'll look good. So let's talk about articulation. Now they have very similar articulations, so I'm just going to point out the differences first. Number one, male type or boy type Ranma has a toe articulation. Although it's very small, as you can see here, it's still there. Whereas if you look at boy type or female type, she does not have that toe articulation. Also, if you look at boy type Ranma, you'll notice that he has kind of like a ball and socket shoulder here. And if you look at girl type, she doesn't have that, and which is kind of strange because boy type has that, and essentially in theory the reason why it looks like that or it functions like that is so he has a full range of motion. He can almost like hug himself, but as you can see, I'm trying really hard here and boy type won't hug himself. But because girl type is so small, she can hug herself a lot better, which is kind of strange, and I was hoping that they would have that same type of range of motion, and that's the comparison of the articulation there. So let's look at the articulation. I think boy type is better to look at because he's just bigger, so you can see what I'm pointing at, but they pretty much have the same articulation points. So what we have here is a double ball joint here. We have that roller joint back here. Kind of looks ugly from behind, but if you look up close, it looks really good because it hides that really well. I mean, just look at that, it's really nice. You can do some really nice kicks, as you can see. So can female type. Just the same thing. They articulate really well and they pose really well. Let's look at here. They both have the double midsection here, and this one here too. I think female hides it a lot better because her chest, you know, it is bigger, so it kind of just hides that better. Whereas male boy type here, you can see it doesn't hide that very well, and you can see that articulation. It's like pretty blatantly obvious. But at the same time, I don't mind it because he just moves really well, and I really like the way this figure, both of them really, are just articulated. So let's look at, they both have the same ball joint wrist and this roller elbow there, and we have the ball joint on the female, like I said, very different from the boy type, which has the ball and socket, like a second socket there. And we have what looks to be just a ball joint here and ball joint there. So yeah, both of them are articulated really well and they pose really well. I'm very impressed with these figures in terms of articulation. So there you have it, boy type and girl type Ranma from SH Figuarts.
First, I would like to point out that I am happy to say that their weapons and accessories are interchangeable with each other, and that is an awesome thing. Girl type Ranma gets more when it comes to accessories, as she comes with a sword, bow staff, 10 extra hands, tea kettle, stand, and 3 extra faces. While the boy type Ranma gets significantly less, as he only gets 8 extra hands, 3 extra faces, school bag, bucket, and stand. No weapons. This seems like you must get both in order to have the complete Ranma, and to be honest, I'm okay with that. First, looking at the girl type Ranma, the extra faces each show a unique emotion with cheery, angry, nervous, and neutral happy. As you can see, these faces are really nice and represent the character well. Looking at the sword and bow staff, they both feature really nice and elegant paint applications and look really good on both Ranmas. The tea kettle is a nice shiny gold, much like the bow staff, and she can hold it well, as you can see here. Onto the boy type Ranma, the 3 extra faces you get with him are very similar, with a cheery, angry, nervous, and neutral face, but feature a more masculine feel, as it should. His handbag / backpack is a welcome addition and can be held with a hand or on his back like a backpack. I do have a slight problem with his backpack. As you can see here, it is not quite easy to put on him, and I had to use a tool to pop the peg back into the pack like so. Doing this without a tool is quite difficult. Lastly, his water pail features a removable water effect and can be held like so and looks really cool. Overall, I really enjoy both these figures, and they feature a slew of accessories and they can be interchanged, so therefore getting both would not be a bad idea and definitely worth the purchase.
So let's break down these figures and let's start with the negative. Honestly, I have a hard time finding anything wrong with these figures, but if I had to find anything wrong with them, I would have to say it's boy type Ranma's backpack, as it's not so easy to put on. Also, I wish boy type Ranma came with weapons, but clearly you have to buy both. And honestly, I have no problem with that, as both of these figures are spectacular. And you know, that's pretty much the positives. Both of them are excellent figures, and I really hope that they make the entire cast. So, if I were to have to rate these figures, I'd have to give it a solid 9 out of 10 D-stars. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to enter my giveaway, which is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.
Hey you! Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Where? Right here, not there, right here. You. And thanks for watching. So, rate, comment, and subscribe. Right here, right there, right here. Yeah.